Go ahead and go visit tutoring.dixie.edu. Instructors, the APC is helpful to you as well. You can take your students to the APC, or a tutor can come to your classroom for a presentation. For more information, you can contact the APC coordinator.
It's time for you to get the Radio St. George app. It's available on iTunes or Google Play. You can stream audio and video, listen to podcasts, make a request, and so much more. Download the Radio St. George app today. We made it for you. The Radio St. George app on iTunes or Google Play.
Spanish programming, weeknights from 6 to 7 and Saturdays from 9 to 5.
Can you still hear me?
On Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
All right, talk for me again.
Check. Hey.
There you go.
Got me. All right.
Okay, the show's coming in.
Sweet.
It's playing the intro. I don't know if you can hear that.
KDXI St. George. Radio St. George at 100.3 FM. And we welcome you to the Extraordinary Talk Show, a show to help you understand yourself and the world from a new perspective, and in the process, help you find your own personal extraordinary. And now your host for the Extraordinary Talk Show, Della Hill.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Happy Wednesday. It's your host, Della Hill, with the Extraordinary Talk Show. We have a guest on the show today, and I'm super excited about that. But first of all, let me give you the preliminaries like always. This is Della's show where Della talks about Della's stuff. And Della doesn't expect you to take any of it too seriously in your own life without some serious thought. But I am here to try to show you a few things that have worked for some other people, that have maybe worked for me, and that might work for you. If some of those things resonate inside you, pay attention to that. If some of those things create curiosity inside you, follow those things. And with that, I want to welcome my guest today. And he sent me a bio, and I hope that the 25 minutes of our show are long enough to read this whole bio. But first of all, I want to say hi to Sam Riddle. Sam, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hello. How you doing? Thanks for having me. I've been excited to do this with you.
We are excited to have you here. I've been looking forward to it. Thanks.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for following up with me and making sure that we got it done. All right.
Of course.
Let me read this. Sam Riddle is an American country rock artist born in Missoula, Montana. Within weeks after his birth, Sam's parents immediately moved out to New York City, where Sam was exposed to art and culture that would set an amazing foundation before his family headed back to Montana when Sam was still in 7th grade. As Riddle became a high school basketball legend in Montana, music was always his escape. With influences ranging all over the musical spectrum, Riddle has honed in on a sound and style all his own. And I've listened to some of Sam's music, by the way, and that is true. After playing Division I... Sorry, I touched my phone. It messed with my screen. Sam was brought to Las Vegas to play piano on the Strip, which turned into 7 nights a week for the next 4 years. That's a hard gig to get. It was when Riddle decided to step out from behind the piano with his cowboy hat on that he immediately took over the entertainment capital of the world as the city's own country superstar. His live shows became legendary and made him beloved by fans around the globe. His charisma, energy, musicianship, and songwriting, combined with his incredible life experience, provide an uncanny ability to connect with all walks of life. His music hits the soul of America's hardworking blue-collar people with an emphasis on love, freedom, having fun, secret of life, the overall human condition, dreaming dreams, then chasing them, and believing that true greatness lies within each and every one of us. Sam's live performances are an unparalleled experience unlike any other. He was an undeniable super talent from the moment he hit the stage. His legendary work ethic, songwriting, producing, musicianship, and the incredible effect he has on crowds of every size around the world, from smoky bars and small clubs to amphitheaters and arenas, combined with his energy and impact, are amazing to witness. Even the smallest of venues seems to feel like a stadium show. Along with headlining all over Vegas and around the American West, Riddle has been seen opening for the likes of Luke Bryan, Hank Williams Jr., Justin Moore, Dwight Yoakam, and more. In 2021, Riddle put out a single to radio through an independent label that spent 12 weeks at number 1. Later this year, 2022, Sam will be releasing his most anticipated music to date with the first single dropping in the fall. Please check out his website, samriddle.com, and follow him on all the social media platforms to get more information about him and his performances and his music. So, Sam, thank you again for joining me. So
That was a lot. Yeah.
how often do you get to listen to the whole thing? Do you hear it all?
What? That bio?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I try not to listen to anything like that. But some of that stuff is very sweet. I don't know how many people have written different bios. That one seems a little long-winded. But I appreciate anybody trying to put the story together in a small little thing like that. It's been a lot, and it's been a crazy life. So it's cool to hear back on things like that sometimes.
It is, isn't it? Hey, Sam, I'm going to have you speak up just a little bit so I can hear you a little bit better.
Okay. All right.
It's sometimes nice to hear the nice things that somebody else has to say about you, right?
Right. I mean, you have to give people bullet points, but what they put behind that, is always a crapshoot and pretty interesting. So, but, people are nice. Everybody's trying to sell me some way.
Everything's a product, right?
Right,
well,
that's right.
There's a couple things that stood out to me about it, about your bio specifically. A lot of your music having to do with America's hardworking blue-collar people who just want to love and have fun. And I love that this says, dreaming dreams, then chasing them, and believing that true greatness lies within each and every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear that, why do you think they put that in there?
I think that comes from people that see me live. If you see my live show, you see what I'm all about. And, my music up to date, it is very truthful. And, I try to take personal things and try to make them universal. And, and even in my saddest of times, or say I'm starting to write a song that is about something that's very honest and real, but kind of sad, I seem to always end up putting a positive twist on it, right? So when people see that and then they see my live show, they kind of put that all together. And as far as the greatness within everyone, that I think again that must come from the fact that they've seen me live, because I don't I'm not preachy or anything like that, but I try to be as inspirational as I can. And I believe that, everybody has these dreams, and there's these things that hold us back, like our friends and family and neighbors and the story we tell ourselves.
The story we tell ourselves. I think that's really important.
Yeah, you got to divorce the story and marry the truth, right?
Wait, hang on. Say that one more time, because I really like that. Say it louder.
You got to divorce the story and marry the truth.
Divorce the story and marry the truth.
Yeah, everybody's got a story that they put in their own heads, And, and I've every time I find myself, in believing in this story, that has happened or whatever, you can rewrite that, first of all, at any time. But it's really what I'm trying to get to is the only reason why people don't achieve their greatness is fear. And, they listen to too many people, and, they just don't take that leap of faith, really. And every time I haven't listened to people and just gone with my gut, no matter how scary it was, it always turned out great, and great things happen. Not just good things, extraordinary things happen. And every time I've had a dream, I just throw my 10 toes into it, and it's worked out. Because I went all in. I believe that every single person has that. I believe that every single person has something in them that is absolutely one of a kind, unique, great, true greatness. And it just sucks that not everybody, taps into it or goes with that thing that they know they have, or somebody didn't pull it out of them.
So tell me, I'm loving this. You're kind of like recapping everything that I say on my show. So, and you don't even know that, but thank you. So one thing I want to ask you, then you said the biggest thing that holds us back is fear.
Yes.
How is it that you don't have that problem, or that hasn't affected you, or that you've been able to find your professional success over and around it? How'd that work for you?
Even when I have fear, if I hear somebody else say something that shows me like fear, like for instance, I remember I'm sitting with my friend, my best friend, and he's like, you know how many people, this is when this guy was trying to get me to go to Vegas. This is just a small example, but this is when this guy was trying to bring me to Vegas to play the piano, because he said that I would just like, I would just kill it down here. And it was just such a weird time in my life. I was playing professional basketball, and I couldn't believe people wanted to pay me to play the piano. It was a weird time. And my friend's like, dude, you know how many people are on like a bus right now going to Vegas trying to make it? And when I heard that, I said, yeah, but they're not me. And like I would say these things out loud, even if there was a little bit of doubt or a little bit of fear. I found myself saying things like that.
So you mean like all those people are not you, and they're the ones who are not going to make it? Out of the 100 people on that bus, you're the one that's going to make it.
Everybody's there. Everybody's chasing a dream, and everybody, what he was trying to get at is, how many people got a guitar in their hand and they're trying to go to this and they're trying to make it, like and nobody does, right?
Some people do.
Exactly, but that's kind of like.
But it's the small percentage.
Yeah, that was the negative connotation he was saying by saying that. And really what he was trying to do was he wanted me to stay home and me and him keep the good times rolling, right? But I said, yeah, but those people aren't me. And just saying that is kind of like the thing that all my heroes talk like that. The Michael Jordans, the James Browns, the guys who like had so much belief in themselves, nobody could tell them anything. And even though I have my moments like everybody where fear creeps in, I do whatever I can to not allow it. And sometimes it really, really helps to just speak words into the air. And it almost just helps.
Like what? Like what kind of words?
Like, they're not me. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Those people aren't me. All of a sudden, that changes my whole biochemistry.
It truly does. It truly does.
It's like it takes more muscles to frown. No, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile, right? Or I've heard something like that.
Right.
It's just that changing your physical chemistry, everything, just by saying things a certain way, or like your posture being a certain way. Anything you need to do to switch it up. So just, even if you don't believe it, say you believe it. You know what I mean? And it's just those types of things have helped me.
And specifically, I love that you said speaking it into the air. Is that a thing that you find that you often do? That like when you're dealing with a thing, that's your tactic?
Well, I try to. There are definitely, in all honesty, I get negative too, and sometimes, but it's more like if somebody's around and I feel close to them, because I'm naturally a hermit. I very love to be by myself. So I tend to not say things negative out loud. But if there's somebody around me that I feel comfortable with, sometimes I feel like venting, and I'll be as negative as anybody in the whole world. But then what I'll do is I'll catch myself doing that, and I'll switch it around and say, it's kind of like, okay, that's enough of that. I got that out.
And I think that's important to do that. I think it is important to be able to vent and get it out.
Right.
The point is, Then what?
Which I am. The then what is, you get up the next day and you keep going and you go harder. You know, like you all, no matter what, you don't negotiate with yourself. You know, you don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. You know, I don't feel good. You know, you go to the gym, you eat right. You know, it's like, and even though I have my times where I'm not on point with that, I think my sports background, or just the belief that I have always had in myself as a kid, I always believed that I was different and that I had something really huge that I had to do. And I just, that belief, and even when I had doubts, just keep going every single day, has truly led to, you know, all the success I've had, you know. And and also, the older I've gotten, the more you realize how, you know, short amount of time we have here. And, you know, it's like do it or die trying, you know. And I feel like the biggest waste of life is at least not trying and going after it. Because, I mean, what if it happens? You know?
Because you might just go to Vegas to play piano and end up
exactly
making country music and touring.
Exactly. Dude, this was not the plan, you know? This was not the plan at all. I didn't see myself doing this at all.
Do you feel like this is the plan that your life was maybe supposed to follow?
Oh, 100%. The first time I stepped out on stage with my cowboy hat on, singing all my songs about growing up and representing my family. I wear the cowboy hat to represent my family. My dad wears a cowboy hat. My family, you know, it's Montana, and I try to represent them in, you know, in my look and all that. And the first time I did that, it was like, oh, it's almost like, holy shit, like, what have I been doing? Like, everything I've been doing my whole life has led to this. You know, the sports and everything. I found something that finally made sense of why I could do this and this and this. So, like, the music thing, it was always weird to me that I could just play the piano like this, but yet, you know, I was this athlete. But I found something that allows me to be athletic and to inspire people through that still, even in my performance, you know. You know, my work ethic and my drive and the discipline has allowed me to stay away from all the downfalls that could come with the life that I lead. You know, Vegas can take you down real quick if you go down those paths, you know.
Right.
And
we see that
sports has definitely, you know, kept that thing where you get up the next day. And even if you did partake in partying all night, well, that's your own damn fault. You still got to get up tomorrow and you got to go, you know? So it just all kind of came together, and you know, there is a story I have about the vision I was given to do what I'm doing today. And that is a real thing, and that might be for another day. But, you know, ever since that vision, it was so clear to me. And it was so like, I knew it was being given to me, that it was like, I could not at least go try it, you know? And when I tried it, it all happened extremely fast. So,
that's really amazing.
But it's just, I mean, I look at every single person, and sometimes I listen to people talk, and I'm just like, oh man, I wish I could just, you know, shake them and because I truly think that every single person, there's something that they could do that is greater than anything any of us could do, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's every single person.
One of the things that I say on my show a lot is I am no better than anyone else, and no one is better than me. And I truly agree with you on that. Because I know I'm pretty cool. There's some cool things about me.
No one's better than me. So I think that I have something there's something that I believe I can do that no one else can do.
For
and
sure.
I believe that look, I can throw a rock. I believe I can throw a rock down the street and hit somebody that can sing better than me. But especially in Las Vegas but I know that the thing that I put together, no one else can do, right? This thing that I have, that's me. But it took me a while to even be able to be myself. Like when I jumped into this country thing, I thought I had to be I dove in and was real twangy and trying to be it took me a while to realize I can truly be me, 100%.
Don't you feel like your fans respond better when you are more authentic?
Well, that's the thing. When I realized it, because of all my life experience, it wasn't until I was truly me that I started realizing, I can reach every single person in here. I can make the dude from Compton and the dude from Iowa both feel like we grew up together in the same performance, because I'm being myself.
That's pretty magical.
But again, when you are, speaking to everybody that's listening, when you are chasing whatever this thing is, you have to go find these edges. You have to go to the edge to realize where to come back to be truly yourself. You have to go to scary and uncomfortable places, for you to truly find the whole purpose in what you're trying to do. Because if you don't go all the way there, you never really know, and you're always playing it safe. And, if you're doing anything great, half the people are going to hate you and half the people are going to love you. And that's the only way you achieve greatness. If everybody just likes you, you're just normal, and that's cool. You got to find haters or else you ain't doing shit. So go to these awkward and uncomfortable places to find who you're really truly meant to be, because you can't find the greatness in you unless you get uncomfortable. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does to me. I believe that growth happens outside of our comfort zone. Right?
Yeah. Even if you have a business, it's I don't know, go try to sell it to somebody you would never find yourself talking to, or I don't really know what to equate it to. If you gave me an example, I could maybe come up with something. But for me, it was
well, maybe for you, it was going from playing basketball to playing piano in Las Vegas.
That's one. But I'm saying even as an artist, to find who I really was, I kept going to these edges. I'd go through my Prince phase, and then I'm I need to take my shirt off every night just because I know no one else is doing that, and I know it makes me extremely uncomfortable, but I'm going to act like it doesn't, just to find that. So I went through that phase. Then I went through another phase where I was trying this other thing, just because I was trying to always evolve and find myself. And it's just but you can equate that to anything you're chasing. Go be uncomfortable, chase something that, if your dreams should be so big that it's crazy. Your dreams should be bigger than the dreams you have now.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter how old you are either.
Sam, I know I told you this was going to go fast. We're down to 1 minute left.
Oh my goodness. All right.
But I love everything that you've said. I love recognizing the beauty in other people and
yes.
even the curiosity about what it is that they have to offer back.
Yeah.
And get over fear and follow your dreams, go after that.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let it hold you down. I'm going to say again, if you want to find out more about Sam, you can check out samriddle.com. Sam, is there anything else that you want to add or anything else you want to throw in there in the next 20 seconds?
Well, hey, I would just say, if you're able to, come out to the show, please do. Don't be afraid to come up. I'm very accessible. Come up and say hi. I would love to meet anybody that comes down. Say you heard me on this beautiful thing that my girls got going on here, and I hope to get on here again. And I love you, Della. I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, Sam. I love you too. I'm so glad that you were on the show, and I will talk to you soon, Sam, and the rest of you all. I'll be back next week. That's Della with the Extraordinary Talk Show.
You've been listening to Talk Show with Della Hill. Search YouTube and Facebook, Spotify, or Podbean for video and podcasts of this show, or go to radiostgeorge.com. We'll see you next week for another edition of The Extraordinary Talk Show.
Wise Up with the Janine Bolin Show, Wednesday mornings at 8 on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.